Welcome back, everybody, to the Nerdcore Podcast, the podcast that reviews movies and talks that nerd shit. This is episode 721, and it is your review of Martyrs 2008 as we conclude our annual horror month here as we celebrate the month of scary in Halloween. And we're here to discuss this final horror movie month this week, this month with your nerdy Chicano here to host show alongside my wonderful co-host Brad Young Yoda.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to wonderful Monday night.
Yes, sir. Live, early, and ad-free over on patreon.com/nerdcore, where you can get this episode live, early, and ad-free to those on the $1 tier and above before it drops for everybody at 12 p.m. Central Time on Tuesday. And before we can go ahead and get into the review, Brad, how are you doing today, man?
Doing well, Raul. I'm here to talk about very interesting movie tonight.
Yeah. For sure.
Nothing really happened though on my end today. I went to work. I was tired as hell. And I left early.
Yeah.
Came home. So Brenda didn't go work because she came back from her trip, so she didn't go work today. So I just hung out with her a little bit.
Okay. All right, man. I look, man, I almost did not stream today. I was kind of like, damn, like I had a really massive stream on Saturday. I did podcasts on Sunday.
Yeah.
But then I thought, excuses start habits. And I'm not going to fall into this habit of like, oh, I'm just not going to do it today.
Yeah.
So I said, no, fuck it. We're getting on. We're playing Black Ops 6. I played a couple games.
You know, it helps that, I'll say it again, Black Ops 6 is a fun game.
Yeah, it helps that I'm having fun with this game.
Yeah.
You know, okay, there are frustrating moments, and I have had those frustrating moments with a lot of CODs. But I'll say, I do not have this level of fun when it comes to Modern Warfare 3. I fucking cannot play Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer like I'm playing Black Ops 6 multiplayer.
I am just glad I'm getting kills at this point in my life.
Yeah. So Brad's like, I can do it.
I can shoot people in video games still.
Yeah. So
also the sliding around, that's fucking terrific. I love doing that. There's that one set of stairs. It's like, I don't know if it's the lighthouse or whatever the fuck it is. It's next to the water. If you slide down the stairs, it's like makes you go really slow.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. It's probably like a glitch or something that they're gonna
it's just like you go
something.
really slow until you stop and then it stands you up.
Stacy, bring the kids around for a review of Martyrs. Yes, sir.
God.
Yes, sir. But yeah, I streamed today for a bit, and I played Black Ops 6, and we had some pretty good games, some pretty bad games, but we played, and I also went ahead and I was, editing some clips, and I was just, editing out the Zombies playthrough because I'm thinking about uploading that.
I'm wanting to see the Zombies playthrough just because. I'm sorry, like when me and Raul and whoever else is playing on video games, it's going to be entertaining because none of us know what the fuck we're doing.
Yeah. And I uploaded a short in a TikTok today, and then we got some comments, and thankfully they were not mean comments like the last one.
They were actually kind of nice.
Yeah.
Although one was like, how did you not see everything on the ground? And I just wanted to be because he can't fucking see.
Yeah. That was just not the best vision.
Assholes.
Yep. But I look, man, I love with these shorts and TikToks, I'm putting like the most sarcastic ass captions and stuff. Hopefully somebody biting the dust and be like, what do you mean it's easy? You keep dying in like 3 seconds. Like
sarcasm, sir.
Thankfully, there's a lot of ramps, grab bars, and bifocal skulls for us older FPS players.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
And sometimes I have to take my minimum like 20-minute nap in between.
Yeah.
Then I'll wake me back up.
But that'll be up, and I'm waiting for them to just finish their verification shit, and I'm gonna have that up for y'all, and it's good. I'm excited, man. There's some good stuff in there that I really had some fun with.
I do want to play again. I don't know when. Maybe Friday.
I'm thinking. Because Friday I got the screening. But Friday I think I'm gonna stream for a little bit. But I was thinking maybe on Sunday, since John's girlfriend did get the game already.
Okay.
That means we can run a full squad for zombies. So it'd be cool if Sunday, after we're done with podcast and you don't got shit to do,
More people
you
to
just,
revive me.
huh?
That's more people to revive me.
If I have 3 people to revive you, Brad. Yeah. You're the 4th. Yeah, but we'll see. Yeah, Friday for sure. I'm streaming again because I don't work on Friday. But for the next couple of days, these next days, I'm working back to back. So yeah,
That's what I figured.
yeah.
And I will not be streaming because we figured out it does not work.
This is the only environment where Brad can stream.
I mean, I tried. I mean, I can't do video game streaming. It just.
Oh God, I don't.
No, nobody would get anything out of me in chat. I'd just be playing the video game.
I'm pretty sure we still have the fucking clip of you on the Nerdcore
The
channel.
Spider-Man? Is it the Spider-Man
Yes,
one?
yes. Where he's like just saying stuff and he's just like doesn't know what the fuck is going on, and he's just like, "What the fuck are we doing?" Like, there's a.
That's gonna be me. That's basically me at the age of 80, right there.
Yeah, bro.
Talking to myself.
Hey,
I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Going back and forth.
Yeah. What the fuck am I supposed to do? It's Brad just streaming, and he's trying to play this game, and it's just not working for him at all. Oh, and we got a couple Among Us clips. Yeah. This is great. Yeah. So all the clips of Brad's time as a streamer are up on the Nerdcore channel, so you can go check that out. Oh God. But
short lived. I'm just gonna play with other people at this point.
Yeah.
It just works better that way.
Yeah. But enough of all that, Brad. We're here for one thing and one thing only. So let's get ready to do this thing here as we discuss Martyrs. So if you have not watched this film, you should probably get out of here if you care about spoilers. But if you don't care about spoilers or you've already seen the film, oh my God, what happened? Oh, wait, I just clicked off. Okay.
You good?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just all of a sudden my Wikipedia went like the full single tab, and I thought that I clicked off, but no, I didn't click off.
I clicked on the IMDb again.
Either way, how any of this goes, this is your one and only spoiler warning, and it is in effect in a 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Today's episode of the Nerdcore is brought to you by SeatGeek. Whether you want to see your favorite band, sports team, or comedian, SeatGeek has you covered. We're proud to be partnering with SeatGeek to offer you $10 off your first order with code TheNerdCore. That's $10 off your first order at SeatGeek.com with code THENERDCORPS. So take a seat at your next live event with SeatGeek. Thank you. Now let's get back to today's video. All right, let's do this thing. Martyrs 2008. Martyrs is a 2008 French language psychological horror film written and directed by Pascal Laguerre and starring Méline Jamponi, Morjana Alou, and Catherine Begin. It follows a young woman's quest to seek revenge against individuals who abducted and tortured her as a child and her friend, also a victim of abuse. An international co-production of France and Canada, Martyrs was filmed in Montreal and screened at the French film market Marques du Film in May 2008, where it incited audience walkouts due to its graphic and disturbing content. It was released theatrically in France on September 3rd, 2008. The film received polarized reviews from critics and has been cited by some critics as being part of the new French extremity movement, an association Laguerre denounced. In 2017, IGN named it one of the best horror films of all time, ranking it number 32 in a list of 100 films, while Rolling Stone included it in 2021 list of greatest horror films of the 21st century. An American-produced remake of the film bearing the same title premiered in 2015. Cinematography by Stephanie Martin, Nathalie Molikavo-Vistosky. Edited by Sebastian Pangrer. Music by Seppuku Paradigm. Is that the name of a band? Oh, it's a band.
It's a French electronica film music rock duo.
Yeah. I was a bit like, there's no way somebody's name is literally Suicide Paradigm. Like no. On a budget of 2.8 million euros, this made $1.1 million at the box office. You go ahead and do the conversion for yourself, guys, because I'm not going to do it.
It was not a moneymaker.
No, it wasn't. Okay. All right. I want to know who's in the anybody of like big notoriety in the remake.
This is film This film isn't a part of the extremity movement. This is obviously a comedy. Fuck Stacey.
Well, you got some.
Stacey, you're gonna confuse some fucking people when they go watch this.
Yeah. Well, you've got Kate Burton who plays Meredith Grey's mom in Grey's Anatomy in the remake.
Mm,
You have somebody from True Blood in this
Okay.
remake. And you have somebody from Pretty Little Liars in the remake. What a cast!
I'm just wondering why they thought they could remake this film if it didn't make a lot of money at the box
Yeah.
office.
Well, that one ended up making $397,072. Like,
Yeah.
damn.
Maybe not all
Wow.
horror films can make money. Maybe that's
No, maybe
maybe
not
not all of them.
All right, Brad. I selected this movie, Brad, because I have never seen this movie, but I have been talked to about this movie for ages. I mean, they've said, Raul, you need to watch Martyrs. Raul, I know what kind of movies you like. How have you not seen Martyrs at this point? And all of these things. So I decided to finally put myself to the test. And thankfully,
Yeah,
I finally got to watch this movie.
This movie's right up your alley.
Yeah.
If I had to go,
Oh my
this is Raul's
God,
taste.
man.
As we go, this is Raul's taste.
In My Skin did not get under my skin like this one did.
No, In My Skin was worse for me.
No, bro.
In My
Once
Skin
you
just
see
felt-
the flame and the complete skin is torn off of the body, that's where I was like, oh,
See,
I was like, that. Oh.
The thing with In My Skin to me is it felt so realistic, like it could actually happen. I'm not believing this is happening. Like nothing in me wants to believe.
Oh, my sweet summer child. You think that this can't happen?
Nothing
You think that somebody can be put through this level of torture?
Nothing in my being wants to believe in this.
Yeah.
Nothing in my being. Like that. I'm not saying it can't happen, but nothing in my being, and I'm not allowing me to believe that is happening.
You're like, I don't want to believe
In My Skin, I believe can happen. This, I am choosing not to believe this is happening.
I think this movie is really good, and I think that it's far from being perfect. But I think that it is as tense as it can get. I think that this movie starts and finishes really strong. But I think that a bit of my problem with this movie is in the middle of this film. And I think that a lot of the stuff with the vision of the woman that was happening, I think you do that a couple too many times. I think that you kind of really do bring in the idea like, oh, this isn't a real person.
Yeah, this is in her head.
Like this is all in her head. And you kind of get that after the first vision, if you have of her, the second vision you have of her.
Then farther in the movie you realize, oh no, that's the actual person.
Yeah.
They were actually doing this to people.
Yeah. So like it's almost like you don't have to have that vision like multiple times in this film.
No.
Where I feel like it kind of got a little redundant at times.
Yeah.
But it does serve its purpose for the reveal. But Brad, what is your final? I'm not final verdict. I'm sorry. What's your initial thoughts on Martyrs?
I'll say it from the opening of this movie. What I consider this movie,
which Brad was watching instead of Penguin.
This movie is wild. From the start, this movie is wild. We have a little girl running away. With basically shirt and underwear on and fucking frantically running away. Like you can tell escaping some sort of abuse. And the next scene is we're in a family home and this woman comes to the door. Dude answers the door, shotgun. Wife, shotgun. She asks the teenage son, how old are you? He says 18, shotgun. And then she goes looking for the little girl. Little girl's under the bed, shoots the bed. Little girl tries to run, shotgun. Fucking wild. First 20 minutes of this movie is wild beyond belief. And then I feel bad for her friend because her friend is the only one trying to help, and it fucking bites her in the ass completely.
Yeah.
And my feeling is I don't necessarily know if you needed the government. I'm going to call them the government because that's almost what it was like. Is like
the secret society.
The secret society that paid for these people to house, I guess these. I'm gonna say it was like trying to be like a mental rehabilitation, but turned to like torture
Yeah.
house, and that's who shows up, and then basically puts her like, oh, we lost everyone else, so now you're the subject. I don't know if that was necessary. That just added more to the oh yeah. So this is what you get for helping.
Yeah.
This is why you don't fucking help anyone in this situation. Just leave.
Yeah.
But I think it's a very good horror film. I mean, you're right. It's tense. And the first 20, 30 minutes of this movie are some of the craziest things I've seen on screen. And it's great. And
Yeah.
the vision thing, I agree with Raul. I don't think the vision thing is necessary. It did kind of come as a shock when it's like, oh, she was cutting herself. And then I'm like, well, how did she cut herself with a razor on her back? Like, it wasn't making much sense in that. And
Yeah.
then they find a person who looks exactly like that in the house, and
Yeah.
it's like, okay, so they're saying it was a vision, but we got one in here. Maybe there's another one running. I don't know. It's
I
kind of
think what was
confusing in that
happening.
aspect.
I think what was happening was like they were probably trying to do what they did to her, the flame. They were trying
Yeah,
to like take off the skin, and
yeah,
maybe it was just not possible with her because she was like maybe she was struggling or something. But because remember, she says that the lady, Mademoiselle, I think Mademoiselle was it or the other lady said that the organization was a lot less organized back then.
yes, and so they were not able
They
to,
probably
I
didn't
guess,
have as
capture
much
her.
as we had now.
Yeah,
For
which is
for
bad
Anna,
is bad for the friend because
very bad for Anna, who's like the one who like, oh, we're much more organized. We have better technology now, so you're gonna get your skin completely taken
yeah,
off.
yeah,
Like,
and it's not going to be a good time. And this is what you get for helping your friend coming over, try to hide the bodies, try to help the one woman. Oh, the one scene where she's trying to help the woman out of the house, the ones who's been shot by the shotgun,
yeah,
and and her friend comes back with the hammer.
yeah. Oh my god, just goes to town on her head, and I'm like, ugh. But you realize like later, she's like, yeah, those people were doing that shit to her.
Yeah,
Like she,
well, she
like,
finds the secret lab. I'm calling it.
yeah,
And she finds a subject in there who basically just fucking the staples, the giant staples in the skull.
yeah,
And anybody listening to this review is going to have no idea what I'm talking about unless they've seen the movie.
yeah,
They're gonna
yeah.
be like, there was shotguns and there's a lady with a chastity belt
The
and
fucking what's it called? The blind steel blindfold that is
yeah,
stapled to her skull,
yeah.
and
I mean, some sick and twisted fucking shit going on.
yeah. But man, I have to say, I'm not a gore guy. I'm sorry. I'm more of a body horror guy, and I'm getting really irritated now that we're starting to equate the two things together, and it's like, no, it's not. It's not what it is.
No,
It's body horror is very different, and something like In My Skin is body horror, whereas this, it's like using gore to say
there's a bit
something else.
Eli Roth esque sometimes. It's like, is this torture porn just to be torture porn?
And I don't think so.
I don't think it is
I
in
don't
this
think it
one.
either
I don't think it goes to
because
that level.
this is like God, man, I was reading where it's like the director was saying like that he made this with a very Catholic mindset, saying how like the idea of sainthood and what it means to become a martyr.
Huh.
And it says that like a lot of this is like also metaphors for like, how the West has become a very scary part of the world now, where we, do things like this to each other. And it's like it's very interesting. And I think that he kind of gets a lot of those points across. I mean, she's put on that thing and on the contraption for the flaying, and she's basically put in a position of a fucking crucifix.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty interesting what like Yara does in this movie. And yes, the violence is very gruesome and it's very unsettling, but I think it serves a purpose within the story that we're trying
Yeah,
to tell here.
it's not an Eli Roth gore torture
No,
porn fest
no.
just to be gore. I think overall the movie's really good.
Yeah.
Like again, the if the first 30 minutes doesn't sell you on the movie, I don't know what's going.
Yeah. I was bro, I was watching. I was like, all right, cool. And then boom, shotgun. I'm like, oh shit. I was like, what the hell?
And then shotgun. And then you're like, oh shit. And then she's like, how old are you? And I'm like, oh, she's gonna let him live. And nope. She
Like,
noped
nope.
that. She noped that all the generations of that family.
Yeah, just killed all of them. And I was like, holy shit, man. Like, what the fuck is this movie? And then it goes down the route of what everything that it's doing. I was like, holy shit, man. Like,
Okay, now I understand. Now I
yeah,
get why
yeah.
she did it.
So look here, like Yarrick himself stated that he intended to make the film's audience feel real pain and to share it as part of an honest process of communion. It was a very Catholic process. I have a very Catholic mind, and that he stated that he feels the Western world is sick. Horror cinema allowed me to express this in a very direct way. Mars is almost a work of perspective fiction that shows a dying world, almost like a pre-apocalypse. It's a world where evil triumphed a long time ago, where consciousness died. Consciousness have died out. That's misspelled wrong, by the way, guys. On Wikipedia, have died out has died out. Under the reign of money and where people spend their time hurting one another. It's a metaphor, of course, but the film describes things that are not that far from what we're experiencing today. And I mean, I get it. I see all of that what he's got in there, and I think it's like I think it's such an interesting approach to it. I think the score is really good too. I really like the score. Man, Brad, that shot of where she shotguns the bed, and the feathers are flying up in the room,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just that shot of the door.
Yeah.
And while the little
Well,
girl
the
was like
girl was
running, I was like,
running.
oh man, what a great shot! I
Yeah.
love that shot. It's pretty naturalistic, by the way. There's nothing that's like there's not a lot of like playing with lighting here. There's
No,
nothing that's like very, obscure when it comes to the lighting, but it
I
still
I
looks really
like,
good.
but I like the way like the labs lit up, like the way
Oh
they did
yeah,
that. Yeah, it makes it like look almost too clean, and bad shit happens there.
yeah, yeah. And then like all the pictures that are projected up on the wall, like
Yeah, and I like how they kind of explained all those, like what they were from.
yeah,
So it gave you a little explanation on what was going on there.
yeah, yeah. But man, Brad, I'm glad I finally got to watch this film. I don't think I would ever recommend this to somebody who can't handle this type of film and the type of violence that is inflicted in this film. But I think that if you can stomach it, I think you should watch it. But if you can't, then I don't think this is the type of
Yeah,
film
this
that you should
this
be
might be a
watching.
little rough.
Yeah, I wonder what the parental score is on IMDb. I'm not gonna check that because it's gonna
Mm.
fuck up my stream right now. But um, Brad, what's your final verdict on the film?
I actually really enjoyed this film. I think it was a really good horror film. I don't think it's perfect, but I think I mean I was sold from the first 30 minutes, and I think it kept that momentum pretty well throughout the movie, and it kind of kept me on my toes, and not many movies do that anymore. So for that, I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. Like, I really enjoyed this movie.
Yeah, I think this is an excellent horror film. I think it's one of the best ones I've seen, and it does something that a lot of films don't do often for me, which is Loki kind of make me a little like queasy. At the end, I was still kind of feeling a little sick. I was like, oh, like that was really rough. The cutting and stuff and the shotgun, sure, but once I saw that body after it was flayed,
Yeah.
I was like, oh my, I was like, no, like that right there was like that was a new limit for me. I was like, it's like Audition when he's eating the fucking throw up. I was like, okay, that's one of my limits. And now I know another limit of mine, which is
Yeah.
when you see the muscular system of the body. So yeah, that was really, really rough to watch. I give this a 9.25 out of 10. It's not perfect, but it's a great movie and it's one that I really love. And I don't know when I'll be able to watch this again, but when that day comes, I'll let you know, Brad. But for now, I'm like, okay, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
like
let this one sit aside.
kind of let it go, like I watched it. Like,
Yeah,
that's how I am within my skin. It's just like,
yeah.
nah.
But this is also another one of those movies that people are like, Rahul, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, why do you watch this? Like,
It's a
like,
good horror film, though. Like, honestly, it's a good horror film.
yeah, yeah. But
Like, it
that
scared the piss out of me.
sure as hell scared the piss out of me too, Brad. Yeah. But with that said, that concludes our review of the of Martyrs. And as always, you can keep up with to date with us on nerdcore.com, Twitter at the Nerdcore, Instagram at the Nerdcore, Letterboxd at the Nerdcore, TikTok at the Nerdcore, Patreon.com/the Nerdcore. And of course, our Discord link is in the description below where you can talk to us about Martyrs and other horror films. Because even though horror film month is ending, doesn't mean that we have to stop conversations about horror. It's awesome. We should keep doing it. 1 out of 10 found the vision of the afterlife was an unskippable YouTube premium ad. Yeah. Keep doubting. Keep doubting, Stacy. Yeah. Which, damn. Oh, man. Hold on. Spoilers back up for a quick second. I'm so sorry. Brad, what do you think? What do you think that Mademoiselle saw? What do you think Mademoiselle was told? For her to want to kill herself?
Pure ecstasy.
Probably that nothing happens, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you think about France being a very, like, not a very religious society, you know, and they're very...
Yeah. You think it was just like it doesn't exist,
or maybe that it does exist and she wants to get there quick. But also, if she's very, you know, if she's very religious, she knows that if you kill yourself, you don't go to heaven, you go to hell.
Yeah, so heaven exists in either way, even if you kill yourself.
So if there's an afterlife, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think I think that she was told that she saw nothing, and she probably was tired of all this, what's it called, all this experimentation.
Yeah.
Because this was the fourth person who got to this point.
And she was
But I think they said this was the first person who actually was able to talk after it, right?
Yeah.
So
because the one they found, she wasn't talking.
Yeah. But I think it was probably either that nothing happened or the fact that there was no afterlife.
Yeah.
And that she was like, well, what's the point of all this then? Boom. Yeah. Okay. As always, thank you guys for joining us. And of course, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure that you leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell so you don't miss another review that drops on the channel. And make sure that you also leave a comment on the video, as all that helps us out so much. Also, leave a like and tell us what you think about this film, what do you think about the review, and what do you think about the ending? What do you think happens? Yeah, so tell us what you think she heard. If you're listening to this on your favorite podcast app of choice, make sure that you follow us and leave a 5-star review on that app. All that also helps us out so much. And of course, thank you to our Patreon supporters. Without them, none of this is happening. So thank you. If you're a Patreon supporter at the $5 tier and above, on Wednesday you see the real conclusion to Horror Film Month as we discuss the Blair Witch Project. Ooh. This was going to be planned to be for Thursday for Halloween, and we were going to be all dressed up, which we could still get dressed up on the on the Wednesday. But sorry guys. We'll promise you guys a freebie another month, but for now that's all we're just going to be doing it on Patreon this month. But you have time to go ahead and subscribe and be able to get that get access to that episode. So go and check that out. And of course, thank you to our executive producer Shane. Where can they find him, Brad?
You can follow our friend Shane at twitch.tv/XSRK or on Twitter at thrift.il, or go buy something from the Suppy God at dpop.com/Prison City Vintage.
Of course, Brad will be back on Wednesday for mini pod, but then the next time they see us in the public is going to be on Sunday for both reviews of Agatha in the afternoon and Penguin at night. Yep. So with that said, let's go ahead and get the hell out of here, Brad.
All right, Raul. Thank you, been host as always. Thank you to Stacy for joining us once again. Thank you to our listeners out there, Patreon supporters. We appreciate each and every one of you. And to end this episode, don't help your friends move dead bodies because it probably won't end well. Young Yoda out.